Yeah, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
There we go. We can go with that one. Well, except for this is coming out in January.
After Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year. Welcome to the
Christmas.
podcast. This is episode 11.
You say so.
Yes, I believe
that's
so.
what you're
I'm actually editing at number 10 today. So thank you for coming. This is SQSA, so stupid questions, stupid answers. We ask some stupid questions. We give some stupid answers. I guess this should be implied by now. To start from our left here, we have...
I'm John.
And I'm Kyle.
Andrew.
Marmalade, the magnificent magician extraordinaire.
You had there was a lisp in there.
You were
too,
a wizard last time. Now you're just a magician.
A magician?
Yeah, it's been a rough month for the magical.
What is the magic? Has the magic dwindled?
Well,
or
the magic didn't dwindle. Just like you turn a kid to a goat and you can't turn him back and you get demoted. Well, this is coming out.
Always bureaucratic wizardry.
You have to work in the magician's castle's mailroom for a while.
Yeah.
That's not what you said. You didn't say the magical magician's marmalade mailroom.
The Marmalade, the magical magician extraordinaire.
Why is
in the mailroom?
I want to know where the
marmalade.
Okay, I get that, but where did the marmalade come from?
That's my name.
His name. That's his stage name. What is his marmalade?
What is your real name?
Dennis.
Dennis.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you'll be Dennis today. I got to change the bottom for the video format.
His last name is Massachusetts.
Anyway, so we have each of us has kind of a special question. We have our improv trivia at the middle and then some audience questions at the end. So, John, what do you have for your question?
So you know how in like restaurants, like fast food restaurants, the leftovers and the stuff that they can't sell, you can just snack on as you're working there. Or with the airlines, if you're a flight attendant, you can get free flights if they're not sold to anyone. So if you're working at a place, you get the leftovers. What job do you want the leftovers from?
Ooh, Tesla factory.
So they have leftovers?
They've got to have at least one car that was like, there's like a horrific manufacturing error. We're going to put it into the bin. And they're just like, no.
This thing is not safe to drive.
Yes.
Kyle wants it.
There is an over 10% chance that this lithium battery will go up like a nuclear bomb. We're going to put it in the trash. No. I will love it like a son.
A son that will murder me and burn my house down.
Only at a 10% chance, though. If I'm just driving to work and all of a sudden I'm just like gone in a flash of light from a lithium battery, it's like, you knew I lived well.
Just hear a boom and Kyle's gone.
Yeah. Little smudge in the highway.
Well, I want to know at what point, like, if you're saying that it's a working car at the end, like somewhere along the line, they're like, wow, this one's not going to work. Well, make it anyway, because we can give it away for free.
Yeah. No. They have the base on, like, this lithium battery is like awful. God, it's like the metrics are awful. And there's just somebody in the back room just going,
So they didn't think, let's take out this battery and put a good one in. They thought, well, the whole thing is scrapped. Let's just give it to Kyle.
No, that's not how that works. Yes, exactly. Give me the car. I'll take the risk.
Free Teslas.
I'm thinking of like the 10th
They're like $38,000. They're expensive.
Yeah, they're up there.
I'm thinking like the 10th Kingdom where he had like the wish of getting a free beer in his fridge, but every time you opened it, it doubled the amount that was inside. So I'm thinking like after a while, you're going to be like, no, we don't want any more Teslas. But they're like, we got 14 more.
No.
Another Tesla.
Not even Elon Musk wants another Tesla. You have to take him now.
Hey, you got so
launch him into space. I'm sick of these things.
The parking tickets are just getting to be extreme.
No, if I had to pick one, it would probably be a jeweler. Because like they're always going to, like, actually it was LTT, Linus Tech Tips had a thing where they made the gold Xbox controller at some point. And the amount of extra gold shavings from just anything on like polishing, whatever, they would have extra that was left over, and they ended up collecting it all and then melting it back down to then reuse for other stuff. But that's definitely some leftovers.
Okay, because I was picturing, I've got gold shavings. I'll just sprinkle them on popcorn.
Oh, that actually is a thing, which is weird. But no, you could definitely, like, you're just getting free money from other people. They spent it.
Well, there's even really funny stories about like people working in like jewelers, like manufacturing plants where they would there would be they weigh things out by the mole. They actually weigh them
that
out by the
is
mole.
tiny.
It's very, very small, but they make sure that the waste is down just because gold is obviously very, very expensive. So then they weigh these things out to be so precise that they were able to catch somebody who would be working on like a gold watch or a gold leaf, something else. And then they caught somebody who would wipe their hand through their hair and they would deposit the gold inside their hair and then go home and then wash it out and then capture that gold. So they were making like $100,000 a year just in excess gold coming from the process.
They're panning for gold in their shower.
Yes.
I want to see somebody that's at the other end of like the pipe and just like sitting there where they're like,
inside some suburban New York shower drain is it's like an entire brick of gold matted together with hair.
I was going to say something similar, that I wanted a job as a leprechaun, because then I could like get all those leftover pots of gold that nobody else is using.
Wait, leftover pots of gold? Wait, you're going to have to...
Wait, there's more than one?
Okay, they're magical.
Two questions.
Okay.
Who is hiring leprechauns?
Well, I would imagine like...
Cereals.
Yeah.
Secret
There
brands.
you go.
Yeah,
cereal brand.
but
It's
they don't
Kellogg's.
have pots of
Kellogg's.
gold. They have pots of cereal.
No, that's
No, Kellogg's
like
he's right. But the Kellogg's
they
has
pay
pots
him.
of cereal.
I hope they don't pay him in cereal.
Well, of course they do.
They have marshmallow pots of gold.
They pay him in marshmallows. It's different.
Oh, see, that's just...
Some are little balloons.
Or horseshoes.
Yeah, horseshoes.
Or rainbows.
Clovers.
And balloons?
Yeah.
Yes.
And heart disease.
I might as well just work in a nitrous oxide factory.
I mean, that'd be pretty decent
Factory
too.
second nitrous oxide.
What extra
No, it's the one that
is
it's the stuff that's a
extra that I
little
take
off.
home.
That's not chemically stable, but still definitely usable.
Yeah, there's a little bit of sulfur in this.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell
There-
quite right.
There was
I'll take it.
there was a byproduct. There was like a strange taste to it if you put it in your mouth. But like if you just go straight through the nostrils, you're fine.
Is there somebody at the factory that's like quality testing this stuff? It's like it's like
There's just
the good stuff.
there was just one old washed up surgeon from Florida who's like, this is good stuff. He moves on to the next canister.
that one didn't pass. Put it in my truck.
It's like when you mess up the pizza, your pizza, and it's like, oh, I got to take this one home now.
You're working at Domino's, you're like, oh man, this 4-cheese pizza is just not good enough. I guess it's going to go in the trash.
This
and they'll put it
4-cheese
right in the
pizza only
jacket.
tastes like a 3-cheese pizza.
Actually, like when I worked in trucking, I worked OS&D, which is overshore and damage, and actually part of my job was handling the stuff that was like nothing to do anything with, or people didn't want back. There was plenty of times where we had like an entire pallet of like cleaning wipes or shampoo even one time, and they would have us sign a thing saying that we would in 100% throw it away. Yep, we did that.
Throw it away.
Nope. So you would have literally an entire pallet, and I remember bringing home like a dozen bottles of shampoo or something. And I don't care what brand it is at that point. When you work in trucking, you're not being paid anything anyway. So, but I got like a free TV, like the TV stand I have downstairs, big wood one, has a pallet hole through the bottom, like a pallet jack went right up through the bottom. I don't care. I just put a stereo on it.
Just the concept of a pallet of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, we had a pallet of sardines that got speared.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it was 100 degrees out, and it sat over the weekend.
Oh.
Yeah.
I couldn't even
You don't
imagine
want
what
that
would
anymore.
smell like.
No.
Sardines are amazing, though.
Or the best sound we
pretty
had,
Anchovies, not so much.
one of the forklift drivers, he rammed his fork into a pallet of beer, and all you hear is whoosh, and his swearing was the best part about it.
Was it in German?
No.
Because when you forklift a pallet of beer, you gotta swear in German.
Scheiße.
there's
99999.
you see a little of everything. I have like tons of stories from Damage Trade, but that was the best job in terms of getting free stuff because I got a ton of free stuff from it.
It's no leprechaun job.
No
It's
leprechauns.
not, no.
Well,
It's not
kind of.
leprechaun.
I mean, what if it was OS&D of a pot of gold?
Yeah, I can see the 4-wheel driver now. Like, oh no, I've damaged this pallet of gold. Guess I have to take it home now.
Yeah, this one's dented. Gold is soft metal, so this one is scratched.
It's a weird side one, but if anybody works in trucking, have you ever heard of the transportation of black toner? That is the worst thing you ever want to transport, and most people don't want to take it because it'll be a giant pallet, and if any damage happens to it in any way, it's just full of black toner. The thinnest black powder, and we had a pallet go through damage, and bouncing down the road, the entire truck will be covered with black powder.
Oh my God.
And nobody wants to take this stuff because it is they package it horribly. But I remember just having a pallet just sitting outside, and we're like, what do we do with that? We can't, anywhere we move it, it's just going to make black everywhere. You can't even, no matter what, even if it's not pierced, it's going to make that black powder everywhere.
Just from osmosis?
No,
through
because
the
it's
packaging?
the fineness of it. It gets through everything. No matter how tightly you pack it, it'll find its way out somewhere. It's so annoying.
Interesting.
We charge a crap load, and most times would refuse it. It's just so bad.
Store it in hard vacuum.
I think working in one of those logistical eddies would be very profitable for people. Like you get free stuff all the time. Like if you lived somewhere, or you worked somewhere in like a warehouse eddy where things would just pass through, but then there was a rejection lane right to your door. Like you would get all kinds of free stuff. That'd be great.
Well, why was your house at the factory?
I didn't mean my house. You know what I meant. I meant
It's like
work.
Satisfactory. There's a whole like conveyor belt running all the way down the street and around the corner.
If this was Satisfactory, my house would just be one big conveyor belt castle.
So you live like the Jetsons.
Well,
Yes.
Yeah, when
Yes,
you get up in
exactly.
the morning, you just jump on the conveyor belt.
Stop this crazy thing.
I missed my stop. I guess I'm down here for a while.
Yep. I guess I missed breakfast. Going to work now.
All right. So I think we beat that topic to death. Kyle, what was your question?
Mine was a bit odd because I thought about it over the Christmas break. And so like there's a lot of like Christmas candies, like Christmas chocolates and all kinds of stuff. But there's an alarming amount of Christmas like chocolates or sweets or stuff that are shaped like Santa.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't bother anybody else that we're like eating a man-shaped piece of food.
No, that makes it
Gingerbread
better.
man.
But like
It's existed for a long time when we're eating.
I understand, but like we take like the likeness, and I can see Santa staring back at me, his eyes pupilled in dark chocolate, and he's just like, "Please don't eat me." Like this is off.
It's not quite as bad as an Easter bunny, because an Easter bunny is big enough that you're just taking chunks out of the flesh of this animal.
Well, I mean, we can eat rabbit normally, but like eating
No, but
Santa,
it's an
like
Easter
why
with his
ingest
clothes.
Santa? Like we
Yeah.
already get presents from Santa. Why must we ingest him?
Now, the important question is, do you start with the head,
Yeah,
put him out of
that's-
his
No,
misery, or you make the limbs
No.
first?
You've got to start with the ears. It's traditional.
No,
Has-
that's Easter.
No, it's Santa Claus too. You got to start with the ears.
first.
Well, who here has not at some point had one of those, and you bite off the head or like the legs and have them go, oh no. And like somebody has at one point in their life done it. And then like,
I mean,
gummy bears.
I'm a psychopath. I ate the arms first.
Like,
Yeah.
how do you that actually takes work.
Yeah, it
For
makes them
the-
helpless.
For the bunny?
I go for the legs. He can't run away.
You have to make sure that Chocolate Santa gives up on life before he dies. It's very important.
See, it's if it has a raspberry filling, then you have to be concerned.
No, it's amazing.
Poor Santa.
It makes the hunt that much richer.
No, because the bunny, I always start with the tail first.
If there is a tail.
Definitely go for the head first.
Sometimes they do the front on bunny. Then you have like the big ears or something.
I always
The
leave
hollow
head for
stuff
last.
is
I have never been a fan of
Garbage.
the hollow chocolates.
No.
That bothers me a lot.
Because once you start it, you kind of have to keep going.
because it just crunches and it's shattered right down the middle. It's not a whole thing anymore. So a hollow, not a haunted, but a hollow Santa Claus.
I mean, I'm sure I've eaten one in my youth at one point or another, but
I feel like the satisfaction of grabbing hollow Santa Claus's head and just crushing
crunching it within the
in your
tinfoil.
fist.
No, I just remembered from my childhood. This is going to be even more morose because it's German. For, I think it's Christmas, they have a peppermint pig candy, which is traditional. And you know how you have like mints, just hard candy? So it's peppermint. It's about less than a foot long, but that's too big because it's a hard candy. So the way that you serve it is you get the kids and there's a little silver mallet and you smash the pig until you have small enough pieces that you can eat.
That's great. I like that actually, though.
Yeah.
That's
Now,
fun.
if you did that to a
I don't know if that's
Santa,
morose. I don't know if that's
you
morose, but
did
yes,
that
if you
to
did that to a
Santa,
Santa, that'd be
chocolate
morose.
Santa.
yes,
Yes.
A pig is one thing.
Yeah, you're doing it to a chocolate Santa, right?
No, a peppermint.
Peppermint Santa.
Oh, okay. At least it's not just
You're
just said
shattering
Santa.
Santa's face.
You're taking a silver mallet.
The kids
and
are waiting.
hitting Santa in the face with.
Kids are just waiting at the bottom of the fireplace with little mouths.
Yes.
It's just like that big.
Bring me Santa.
I'm hungry.
Bring me Santa.
Just imagine the child like, I stayed up waiting for you all night, Santa. Whoa, you should have gone to bed. Stand still, Santa. I've brought my mallet. Oh, no.
My ankle.
He's just got this.
Evil,
it's basically
evil
like
child.
it's basically like Chucky, like little children with little knives and just carving off pieces of Santa. Like he tastes like chocolate.
Well, then what would you want to have a chocolate version of that would be okay? I think is
Michael Jackson.
Make all the villains of everybody that's always been considered like the villain and something. Just make a chocolate version of them, like chocolate Hitler.
I want a chocolate.
That would be great.
Wait, Kyle, why?
I feel
Kyle,
like that would.
why do you want to put Hitler in your mouth?
Well,
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's
I want a chocolate Godzilla.
That would be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many opportunities to just mold other things into chocolate.
Woolly mammoth.
Ooh, he did want to eat a
We
woolly
could
mammoth.
make him go
Mammoth.
extinct twice.
Yep. You can make it Himmler. Different.
Why are we going down the chain of Nazis?
Not as egregious.
No, he's just
I feel
he's the rep man or the
I
hype
feel
man
like
for
a
Hitler.
chocolate Himmler would just be more appropriate.
Why?
I don't know.
Because he comes from the land of chocolate.
Me and John got that
All
one.
right,
Everybody
again,
else did.
let's move. Let's
and
move
John
away.
had one.
Let's move away from Nazis.
Yes.
So,
Well, my question still was in regards to food. And Michael kind of brought up a topic and him generalizing a little more in regards to like the ghost eating.
Oh, yeah. Eating
one.
ghosts.
Yeah. But I was thinking about at what, like, where do you define the line in a food that you consume where it becomes wrong? So like if you were to eat dog, we would be like, no, you shouldn't eat dog, but like cow is okay. So like, how do you define those lines? Where do we define those?
it depends how hungry you are.
I would probably eat a dog in the right circumstance. I won't lie.
Well, yeah, but it's like, what would,
I couldn't.
But people would normally
I mean,
still
no way.
look at you and go, no, that's not right.
I'd eat a dog before I'd eat
Not
a
if you're in
person.
China.
Yeah, but
Yes.
and then there's a cultural thing too.
If you're on a boat and there's no food and no rescue, the dog is eaten
Yeah.
before.
no, well,
Depending on who the people are, the dog is probably
Yeah.
the first one to
I was
go.
about to say, if there's somebody that I really don't like, I'm eating him first.
but
or
like,
her first.
so we're saying
Wait,
in a
for
normal
the dog?
Yes.
No, in a,
If I really don't like them, that dog is going to live.
in a
it's a
thing
good boy.
in a normal situation. So like, you're just you're fine.
The four of us and a dog.
No.
The dog goes first.
No, we're
is
not.
what I'm saying.
Yes.
I feel like
Yes, I would say the dog goes first.
This is not a conversation of like we're in a horrible position and who do we eat? No, we covered that before.
Wait, who do we eat first though?
It's the dog, then it's Michael. We've covered
Wait,
this.
no.
Wait, no, it's always been
No,
I will kill you, and then we'll eat
We've
you.
done this.
No,
and then we'll
Kyle-
see what he-
Kyle, dog or Michael was the question for you, Mike. Or Kyle. Dog or Michael? Who deserves to live?
it
I
depends.
feel like Michael be more tender.
I feel like because of that answer, you're definitely getting eaten with a dog.
No, okay, but the question being, if we all live comfortable lives and we're not desperate,
We're not starving.
I mean,
Yes.
not that I'm thinking about eating Kyle. It might be a
No,
thing.
that's
too.
fine. But no, in a normal situation of like, what characteristics of something would you state? Like, I wouldn't eat something that is this
Sapient.
sapient. How do you define sapient?
I would never eat a monkey.
High level of intelligence.
So the high level is very
Capable
general.
of like understanding and trying to rationalize its own existence.
How do you test that?
Are they capable of creating like,
Art.
Elephants can draw.
imagination?
Wait,
How
would
do
you eat an
test
elephant?
this?
Imagination.
Would you eat an elephant?
Well, yes.
so
but
if it
elephants
painted
can
you a picture, would you still eat it?
If it is incapable of forming a religion, I would probably
wait. So you're
elephants
saying,
have graveyards.
wait. I like the idea that Michael was going to say he's going to create a test for the elephants, and they come down the line and be like, "Nope, you're below the line into the back."
Oh my God,
Michael, that is a legitimate thing. Elephants will have a spot where they have the old ones go to die, and they will actually go to the skulls of their like deceased family and like not really pray.
Do you remember the Lion King movie?
I did.
There was an elephant graveyard.
Elephant graveyards
inside that movie.
Elephant graveyards are real things.
They are real things. Yes.
I would not eat any of the animals in the Lion King because they could talk, and you don't eat those.
Wait, Pumbaa.
No.
He's a pig.
He's a talking pig.
Wait,
so
I'd eat Pumbaa.
Would you eat Babe?
I'd eat a parrot.
Would I eat Babe?
Yeah.
They mimic. They don't talk.
Well,
Yes, of course.
Talking.
He's a hog.
Or like Charlotte's Web. What was the pig from that?
Conversation.
The pig from that was Charlotte.
No, that was the Charlotte was the spider.
Babe was the pig.
Wilbur. Would you eat Wilbur? If a spider vouched for them, would you still eat them?
Who was Babe?
He definitely looks tender.
Babe was the whatever the guy who made Mad Max.
That movie was Babe. I thought the
Yeah.
whole thing was Babe.
Yeah.
I wouldn't eat Wilbur up until the whole like tourism bucks for the whole spider writing stuff like kind of ran out.
Oh yeah,
I would
after
definitely
that.
I would sell tickets to see that spider and that pig until everybody lost interest. Then I'm having bacon.
Yeah,
And I'm going to swat that spider.
So for me, there's an upper limit and a lower limit. The upper limit is if this is an animal that you can use for something else, like if it's a comfort animal, like a pet, if I know this dog, or if this is a horse that I'm actively using to like ride or like till the fields, or if it can do something other than be food, I'm not going to eat it.
Well, all animals. So you're saying if it doesn't have a purpose for the human species,
I don't know.
it deserves to die.
That is
Yes.
kind of how we've rationalized
I
things.
think I would boil that down to even further being, if I can personalize the animal, probably not. I probably wouldn't eat. Like if I am looking at a monkey, like a little chimpanzee, I'm like, I could not, under the most dire circumstances, probably eat a chimp.
Wait,
You'll eat
so
the dog.
would you eat the like?
No, I can never eat a dog either.
The Chick-fil-A cows.
Yes.
No, so the cows that are actually going into commercials and like writing "Eat more chicken," you would still eat them, even
Yes.
though they're saying
On-
"Don't kill us,
on principle.
please don't kill us."
On
Go
principle.
to this restaurant where they're not killing us, Kyle.
Yes.
Please, no, and you eat them.
I would do it on principle at that point.
Wait, so Kyle, so you say you would need something that you could personalize, but you say you would eat Michael.
Well, no, I'm going to eat Kyle.
No,
No,
eat each
we're-
other is a completely
Is this
different
like an
conversation.
Ouroboros series situation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, he's already made the statement that he would eat me before the dog.
Well, if you keep eating each
So-
other,
No, I'm saying that if you were to ever get a little glint in your eye, I would kill you, and then that would just be the case.
You hear this?
Again,
I mean, I have to eat him first.
so
No.
that
These are my friends.
that's what I separated you two for a reason.
again, that's why I've said if we're in a situation where cannibalism comes into play, Argo and I are going to stand well to one side, and then Kyle's going to kill Michael.
Wait, why couldn't I kill Kyle?
You would try.
You
Well,
wouldn't do it.
I'm still curious as to
You
how
could
long
never
that would
do it.
take. It
I
would be
got like
like
80 pounds on you.
I want to see like we're gonna
Yeah,
go
It
to
would never
leave.
happen.
We're gonna go.
You
to
know
leave
it would
this
never
room.
happen. Mr. One Lung, bad heart, bad kidneys.
No, we're going to come back. Kyle's going to have
You're going down.
We're going to come back. Kyle's going to have a knife still in him. He's going to be holding Michael's leg, chowing down. And we're just going to look at him, wait 30 seconds. Kyle's going to be dead, and we'll have two people.
I want to know what like the low bar that Kyle has for this though. Of like we're gonna be like probably even at a Wendy's or something, and like he's gonna push on the door and it's gonna
My
click and
fries
it's
are
gonna,
taking too long.
I'm stuck.
Michael, we're doing this.
Wait, he upgraded from fries to protein.
Yes.
Oh my god.
All right.
Like, we're sorry your entree's 30
Wendy's
minutes
fries.
late. Oh, God,
I feel
no.
the recurring topic of cannibalism
A bowl
is
of chili.
interesting. Okay, it's done. Michael, what was your question?
All right. I've seen this in a lot of like sci-fi is the idea of flying cars. Like you see them in like Back to the Future and Blade Runner. Would you all want a flying car?
Wait, for anybody else or for
No,
just me?
for everybody.
Oh god, no.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody?
Yeah, everybody having a flying car like in those movies.
No.
Mm-mm.
It depends if the infrastructure is built for it. If everybody suddenly had a flying car, I would not want to fly it until everybody died from it first.
If it was in Blade Runner, then it would be the AIs flying.
Yeah.
But the cars fly themselves in Blade Runner.
Is it the stereotypical flying car that you put the key in the engine and it just goes whoop up, straight up and then goes and can hover in midair?
Just like those movies.
And you got the traffic jams in midair where the cars are just kind of
now you can zip.
sitting.
You don't have to go in a lane. You can just zip past each other.
No, as long
that makes it so much worse.
Yeah, that's
No.
worse. That's actually way
if the
worse.
infrastructure of buildings and everything had some kind of a preventative measure from somebody just being a butt and driving drunk or flying into a building at a very high speed out of nowhere, then I would not want to. But the problem is, if everybody else had one, it doesn't change the fact whether or not I am.
But see, the issue I have is I would say no as well, because I look at cars on the road now. Like, let's just say there's a car that's muffler's being held up with picture wire and there's a hole in the floor large enough for birds to get and crap all over the dashboard, and it burns a quart of oil every week as you drive it, and then the driver smells like oil every time they get out of their car. See, if they had that car, not saying anybody's ever had a car like that, but if they had that car,
I just read a book where they just
also flew.
did away with flying cars altogether and just said, yeah, we'll give you flying pants.
Flying pants.
Yeah, instead of flying cars, you just put on the pants and you can go 60 miles an hour in the
That's
sky.
awful. There'd be splattered people everywhere.
Yeah, but if a person splatters against a building, the building suffers no damage.
But I want to see, like, if it's only the pants flying. As soon as the pants move, he's like, whoa! And, like, he's just flapping his arms on, like, the inflatable arms, man.
The thing is, I'm just imagining, like, that old truck that should have been taken off the road 20 years ago. That's all rusted out. It's just hobbling down the highway.
Would you rather have...
But it's also flying.
Yes. Would you rather have someone in an old truck flying through the sky or in old pants flying through the sky?
See,
because one way you're going to have a lot of janitorial work cleaning up their body, and in the other way, you're going to be cleaning up two bodies because you're going to kill someone.
I like the image of like a 1950s Ford with a 70-year-old man behind the wheel smoking a cigarette and also with a bottle of Jack right in his right hand. And just like, he's like, we're going for a trip, baby. We're going to New Vegas. And then he just fucking kicks it into high gear and then lifts off and then just goes.
I'm just imagining a car flying through the sky, just burning oil. It's just shooting out tons of fumes.
I much prefer the image of the same guy, just in one hand a cigar, in the other hand a bottle of Jack, and just a pipe coming out of his pants, just flying through the sky. Just I've got patched overalls. I'm going 60 miles an hour through the air, and I don't know where I'm gonna land.
Does it have to be pants, or could
He's
you
gonna
have
hit Mount Rushmore?
Could you have like flying thong?
Yeah, flying copies.
That's so much worse.
That seems like the lack of support.
You cannot.
If everything is flopping all over the place, I'd prefer pants to a thong.
Because like, look, turn away, children.
I mean, at least pants have like room for growth.
Yeah, they cover.
A thong does not.
Yeah.
Well, old pants are going to cover as much. You got the holes showing the underwear. You're just flying through the sky.
And nice thing is, if you go really fast, you get parachute pants. And I mean, they're a thing.
For the 70s?
Yeah, but they're not very effective.
People in the 70s, and I learned this recently. Parachute pants were a fad only in fashion circles in the 70s.
Yeah.
Nobody wore parachute pants in the 70s.
Hammer.
But what happens if you lose thrust?
That man was rich.
I think
he could own parachute pants.
I think my mother actually said she did own a pair of parachute pants.
What?
Well,
because it was the fad.
It was.
Yeah, it was a fad.
Yeah, people. Yeah, I can see that. But like, but if you lost thrust, you have a way to stop.
Yeah.
So that's
that's true.
Useful. Because like, I mean, you're flying at 60 miles an hour, but you still have to stop.
But it's like, where does the thrust come from? From the cuffs of the pants?
So if you're
from the waistband?
If you're going like 60 and you slam into a building, do you get charged for vandalism?
Well, you're dead, so no.
No, somebody's getting charged for vandalism. Like, oh God, that's the third time this week.
Well, I mean, if this is the future, then you probably have like your life insurance get deducted or something.
Well, that everybody's life insurance would just go
like
through
$25 life insurance.
No, you have, instead of auto insurance, you have pants insurance.
I
wish I had that now.
How old do you have to be to get
nice.
a license to wear pants?
Wait, you're licensed to wear pants?
Yes. Flying pants.
Okay, flying pants. That's different. Yeah.
I was thinking like just normal
I
life.
wanted to buy a pair of Levi's. I don't need a goddamn license to make those.
I'm thinking
This is America, damn it.
I just like the
we
idea.
can fly pants anywhere.
I just like the idea of the flying part being in the front of the pants, so everybody's just like crotch thrusting their way through the sky.
Yeah. I like the idea of thinking that there's just this one old man from Kentucky or from Georgia who thought he could touch the sun, and he just uses flying pants. Like we would name him Icarus.
I'm just imagining.
that's a nice name.
And then in ye old Southern language, we would just be like, Icarus flew too close to the sun, and then he entered the troposphere, and then he suffocated to death.
I'm just imagining. Now I'm just imagining a
That's
dude.
wax pants.
It's wax pants.
I just. But now,
They're entirely impractical, but very easy to manufacture.
now I'm just imagining an old man crotch thrusting his way towards the sun and saying, "I'm gonna go where no man has gone before." Just like really into it. Just like I'm gonna
Yeah.
crotch thrust the
So
sun.
the start of flying cars ended with crotch thrust.
Yes, it did.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna call that the end of that one. So for the next part here, we have impromptu trivia. So this is trivia that actually has no right answer. The idea is we're going to ask a question, and the answer is whatever the person wants it to be, and they have to provide us the story and the context for that statement. So and all of this that are listening have to go with that story. Everything they say is that person says is true. So I have 2 questions each, depending on time. We'll see. John, put the can as close to the mic as possible. All right. So John, I have your first question. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So your first question. The 1922 Olympics was the last year that what controversial event was held?
Poetry.
Poetry.
Yeah. That
It's controversial?
it was before beatniks, but they started getting into kind of that kind of off iambic pentameter kind of free verse stuff. They just started writing whatever they wanted, like not following any form or function. It didn't even rhyme.
It was after the World Fair. There was nothing left.
Yeah. It was chaos.
Snapping of fingers.
Poetic chaos.
Yes, poetic chaos. They just ruined it. They had to kick it out of the Olympics. It was bad.
But what made it? Yeah, so it was
People
bad.
died.
But why was it controversial?
Because there was no rhyming structure.
It was.
I mean, for centuries, you have to rhyme. That's what a poem is. That's the difference between a poem and just writing just graffiti on a wall.
I still remember them ending their prose on orange.
Yeah.
Like they would just do it constantly.
Fucking Walt Whitman, Blades of Grass. What's he think he's doing?
So
After all the deaths in the Olympics due to the poetry competitions, they just couldn't continue it.
once they started letting haikus in, it became a problem.
It
Well,
was over.
that kind of got racist, but yeah.
All right. So Kyle, I got your question. New evidence has shown that dinosaurs never actually went extinct. What actually happened to them?
Well, they went. Okay, so it's a long story, obviously, but they went to work, as you know, dinosaurs do, back in the Flintstones era. And so
The documentary.
Fred Flintstone became a millionaire. He figured that he could take these age-old creatures and then turn them into a biofuel for the future. It was about 10 years out, but it ended up being that they just buried them and then they all died.
So
10,000 years.
Fred Flintstone, who existed in the time of those dinosaurs, took the age-old creatures that existed with him.
Yes.
A mass murder.
Wait. So the question is, the dinosaurs didn't die. What happened to them? And the answer is
Fred Flintstone and petrofuel.
They died just differently.
It was worse.
Much death.
He buried them alive underneath the ground. Fred Flintstone was a massacre.
Yeah, that's what. And today, that's why we have oil.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why we can drive around.
That's great. He just fertilized the ground with petroleum.
He thought it would only be like 25 years, but he was wrong.
All right. So, Michael, I got your question. Amazon recently announced it was going to be venturing into what new business space?
They're going to get into decorative hamsters.
Yeah.
Oh,
Breeding
I
them?
like that.
Wait,
that
no,
does
it's
sound
like
good.
Breeding them or like breeding them so that they
glitter and those little
Yeah.
stars, those little stars in the glitter packets that you get.
Yeah, you got like dress hamsters. They got little tuxedos. You put them in your on your desk, and you just tell them to stay.
So
And
would
then they brighten up your day.
would this be more like a dog show or like a child beauty pageant where you're torturing the animal until it acts as you want it to?
Yeah, they beat these hamsters, unfortunately, until they learn to stand still. And it turns out if you beat a hamster enough,
What?
it learns real quick.
So this is a Honey Boo Boo situation.
Oh no!
But with hamsters,
no.
it's a very
That's
who
adult
It's the
meat.
exact same thing.
who doesn't want a decorative hamster in their life?
Honey Boo Boo is definitely an abused hamster.
If I were to tell somebody that I got them a decorative hamster,
Yeah.
I'm thinking that I would like no longer be talking to that person.
No, decorative hamsters are all the rage.
It
They're
does
going to be
sound-
the next Christmas gift.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, you get it on 2-day shipping. So
Yeah.
that works.
They come in the mail. They come in a box, and sometimes they're already not moving.
Are drones gonna be delivering these hamsters? Because Amazon's still working on that.
They drop them from about 100 feet up. They're
Little
sturdy.
parachutes.
Something's happening with the audio.
That's I can still hear fine.
All right.
But yeah, it's just you. So,
Not,
Get it back.
it's not just him, but keep going.
Yeah.
okay,
Yes.
I'm here fine. So, all right. So John, I have your question. What little known ingredient is found in almost any fine dining dish?
Heroin.
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 Yay.
Well,
There we
you
go.
need something to get them to come back for more.
God bless us, the
They-
2020s.
Yeah. People think that it's LSD, but no, the real trick is heroin.
Mm.
Well, heroin's addictive. LSD isn't.
Yeah.
So
You need just that tiny amounts that people don't notice it's there, but there's that mysterious ingredient that just they need.
I need Hell's Kitchen.
Yes.
it's like the McDonald's
It's
filet of
nutmeg.
fish. You need the cheese isn't really cheese. It's just
Yeah.
cheese flavored heroin. Heroin? Heroin.
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 Oh, we moy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once a month, I need my fix.
I can see that. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
It's in every
I think
dish.
heroin is
I
a good
tried.
idea.
Dessert, drinks.
Yeah.
We've already added sugar into everything. I mean,
Yeah, I guess.
the next logical course of action is to add a addictive drug, opium,
Oh,
to everything.
but it's expensive. That's why it's in the fancy dish.
Well, not if we get from Middle East.
Yeah. I mean, you're
mass
not going to
produce it.
McDonald's for your heroin.
No,
I mean, you could.
it's
No.
poor quality.
Yeah. McDonald's has to rely on sugars and saturated fats. If you go to like,
yeah, they just have THC.
yeah, if you go to Hell's Kitchen or if you go to like any like Wolfgang
Yeah.
Puck's fancy thing or
Gotta be
Butcher in the bar.
yeah, or Bachelor Farmer, you
Yeah.
need heroin.
Organic heroin.
that would make me want to pay more money at the fancy restaurants.
Farm raised heroin.
Farm raised heroin. Yes.
It's organic.
Pepperidge Farm.
Pepperidge Farm. It,
Pepperidge Farm remembers,
I
except
don't-
that one time.
Pepperidge Farm.
We
always
always
remember.
super high, and we all forgot.
All right. So, Kyle, I got your question. Before murdering Lincoln in the theater, John Wilkes Booth stated what words?
Okay, I had like 4 things within my brain that I can't say. Well, I mean, he definitely thought like, well, wasn't like one of them must have been the South will rise again, but
You
like,
know. These
I know these things. Yeah, of course I do. But like, his real inner thought was KFC was better than Chick-fil-A, and then he just ended his life.
Oh, okay. Then he was a time traveler.
yes.
No, Chick-fil-A was definitely a thing back in the old ages.
Yeah, but KFC
He was murdered in like 1860 something.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A was,
He was
back then.
burned alive in a barn, but his last thoughts were, I still,
only there
I
was chicken.
still miss that sweet fried chicken.
I know there was a special section of flavors that you could only get from the Caribbean.
Oh.
And it just so happened that Chick-fil-A was trying to interfere with Lincoln's KFC empire. And then it
Lincoln's
happened that
KFC
way.
empire.
Yes, of course.
If only I could get them on Sunday.
Of course, Lincoln was in charge of KFC.
No.
There was no other way.
No, Lincoln banned all Chick-fil-A's on Sundays. To this very day, because of Lincoln's tyranny, we cannot get Chick-fil-A on Sundays.
John Wilkes Booth stopped him.
Yeah.
Right in his tracks.
Yes, he was going to include Saturday too, but no, John Wilkes Booth stopped that.
Yeah, he died too soon.
A good man, John Wilkes Booth. He was taken from us
Too soon.
too soon.
All right, Michael, I got your question.
Sure.
It was discovered that the Wright brothers were not the first to invent human flight. In 1893, Jacob Levy invented what device?
The upper machine.
The upper machine.
Yeah.
Okay. Elucidate?
It wasn't so much a machine as it was a pill that made you fly. But he called it a machine.
Did they start selling it in
Because
Hell's Kitchen?
Did he sell it to Wonka?
He very well might have sold it to Wonka, and some kids might have got stuck in the fans at the factory. But basically the idea was he sold people this pill that gave them the ability to fly, and they imagined themselves, or rather they did fly through the sky right before they hit the rocks on the cliff below, but they definitely flew.
This sounds like a very specific. Like every time they fly, there's rocks on a cliff.
Yes.
Well, what I'm
Because
imagining.
they were always told to get a running start. On the
What
cliff.
I'm imagining, like there's a cult somewhere out in fucking San Diego or something, and they're just like, if you take this pill, you can fly, and they're like, I took it, I can fly, and they just jump off a cliff, and then they hit the rocks.
No,
below.
this isn't San Diego. This is Kitty Hawk.
Okay.
There's
That
a
makes
cliff
sense,
at the end of Kitty Hawk where people just took pills and jumped, and they flew for a second,
Yeah.
and then rocks.
They didn't believe hard enough.
It had to have worked. And the reason it had to have worked is because there were no returns. Nobody ever returned the product. So, I mean, maybe they all died, but at the same time, 100% customer satisfaction.
Well, what?
Did he send out surveys?
They didn't say otherwise.
They never got negative surveys back.
Yeah.
Never got positive either.
Hey,
Nope.
no news is good news.
No
Yeah.
news is good news.
So,
No refunds, so no one even asked for a refund.
nope.
Yeah.
Nope. It must have worked.
All right. Well, that's all the questions I had for you guys. You guys are very knowledgeable on all these topics that make no sense.
Thank you.
So I appreciate all your insight into KFC and drugs.
We try our best of all
Yes.
I
times.
love how half of that was actually drugs. So
Why was that? Who started
because it's
the
the
drugs?
easiest cop out.
No, but who started the
cop-out.
drugs?
Me.
It was John.
I started with heroin.
Okay, so it was John.
Yeah,
Then
heroin is-
John started the drugs.
Heroin is a gateway drug.
I will have you know.
So don't take heroin because it will lead you into drugs.
I will have you know that my magic flying pills were real. They weren't.
Okay.
They weren't drugs. They were powerful magic.
Not yours.
Wait,
It was
you're saying
by John Levy or something.
so you're saying they're not drugs, they're not medicine, they're magic.
Magic.
Yeah, that's called mushrooms. Okay,
It's
so
called LSD. Yeah.
So for the next part here, I have some audience questions. So for anybody who's a supporter of the channel, either through Twitch or Patreon, I have a chat on Discord, and I did ask for some questions, and I got some questions. And so I'll cover those today.
Funny that.
Yeah. So the first question I have is from Bus Filming Phone. Asks, name one thing you love to look forward to every day.
The Wiz.
Every day?
Well, every
Yeah.
day I'm waiting for it.
Oh.
It doesn't happen every day, but I'm just looking forward to.
You need to see a doctor.
Well, I have a number.
I want to see John gets up and he goes to the bathroom. He's human there and go, the Wiz.
He raises his hands like this too. He's like fists overhead. The
I'm just
Wiz.
imagining John waking up every morning. Oh boy, I have to go and take the Wiz.
It's the most exciting. After he does that, he just goes back to bed.
I mean, what was the question?
Name one thing you love to look forward to every day.
Well, if I was being real, it would probably be that coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that first
same.
cup of coffee is pretty
That's what I
good.
was gonna say. Is
I do it
First cup of
for
coffee in the morning.
every first cup of coffee I have in the day. is it pour over coffee in the office.
And Morning Whiz is
great.
pretty good, though.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It depends on the night before, but
Don't mix up the two.
Yes, no. No, God, no. Please.
The morning coffee, the morning whiz.
Don't get them crossed.
I mean, if it's called efficiency.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Double up.
It's recycling from the previous day.
If you unzip your pants and then hot coffee gets involved, there are gonna be some problems.
It depends. There's hot coffee and then there's hot coffee.
There's people out in the world that would love
Well,
that. though.
it's just recycled coffee. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's all the same color if you really think about it. If you're dehydrated.
Deep brown.
Super dehydrated.
Oh, God. No,
And you
that
have
means
a
you're
kidney.
ill.
Yeah.
Like,
That means you
that's
have a
like-
kidney infection.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's not kidney infection, that's kidney failure.
It's from all the coffee.
At that point, you would not be looking for
No. Children, if it's that brown, go to a doctor. Because if you don't,
If you can make it to the doctor.
yeah, like you're already dead. You better run. Like call an ambulance for God's sake.
Call your friend. Let them know.
No, call an ambulance, you monster.
Call your
They'll
friend.
charge you money.
What is
Friends
your friend
don't
gonna-
let friends pee coffee.
Pat you on the back.
Yeah, your friend is like, I need you to go and pick me up an IV and a water drip.
Well, I mean, if you're
Call us
legitimately
Sally's
pissing
rep.
coffee, you could just start a business. So,
Yeah.
If you're diabetic, it comes with sugar.
I mean,
there you go.
As a function alcoholic, we all have saline bags underneath the kitchen sink just to make sure.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Emergency sale. I definitely drink too much.
Emergency needles.
Mhm.
Oh God, this is for the Hell's Kitchen. All right, so the next question I have is a nice and easy one. Alex asks, why?
Because.
It is.
But it just says why. I mean, he put it in quotations, so
Yeah.
it's
One word question, one word answer. Because.
I'm offered food 3/4 of the time to
Because
come
if
here,
I-
and I get booze.
I say why not?
He did get a pretty good sandwich.
Is
I
this
did get a good sandwich today. It was a Reuben.
Oh yeah, I thought we were bringing the Pope back in.
Oh, the Pope.
If the
Oh,
Pope
of course.
showed up.
Oh, no, the Pope. If
If
the
the
Pope
Pope-
showed up, yes. No.
Yes. I would just say because if they were allowed to continue living, they would have told the police. So I had to stop them.
For why?
What?
I mean, I
Yeah.
suppose that's the case. I mean, if really why, it is because 42.
Also, it's good for the flowers.
What? Okay. Oh,
Mm.
What, are you speaking for the trees now?
It's good for the trees, too.
All right. Next question I have is: can you all switch seats counterclockwise? Which I'm going to say no.
Yes.
Can we what?
Can you all switch seats? No. So the one
Can
reason
you
I'm going to
switch
say
these?
no is because on the video version, no, we're not.
No.
doing it.
No.
No, what are you
No,
doing?
no,
Oh,
John.
We are not in a Mad Hatter situation.
Apparently, no, because the wires don't reach quite that far.
No.
But I can lean in right here.
Oh God, I have all these built for persons' voices.
Ow.
That was clockwise. Carl.
Everything is being
Yeah.
destroyed.
So the one reason I would say no is because on the video version I have like a little bar thing that's down there, and that's all like pre-rendered. I would have to go and render it differently to move it around, and that sounds like way more work than I am willing to do.
So technically, what John just did was more work than Argo has had to do.
No, that's fine.
do
It
forever.
actually works better counterclockwise than clockwise, because if we go clockwise, Argo doesn't have access to the soundboard.
No, that's dangerous because Kyle still does.
Yeah.
He will
Kyle
press
and
all the
I would
buttons.
own that soundboard.
I didn't hear anything. You hit that.
Because I did it before you did.
Michael, say a story.
No.
Um,
Oh God.
You just went to Kentucky. What happened?
Well, my mom's neighbor had like a deer hung up in the trees, a couple of them, and then it like
A couple of them.
Yeah, like the lights, like the drawing of the deer, like you put up for Christmas.
Oh.
Except they had them hung up in the trees, and then they had like a string of red lights hanging out of the mouths.
That's not real. You
Yeah,
can't tell me that's real.
No,
So
that
they
was
weren't-
my mom's neighbor.
They weren't run over by the reindeer.
Like
Oh my
They were
like
they were gotten. They done got get by the reindeer.
he was like an obsessive hunter dude, and he just like liked the idea of hanging the Christmas deer in trees and having
See,
them bleed out their
You
mouths.
started that.
Christmas lights.
Wait, no. Were the reindeer bleeding from the mouth, or was that the remnants of the activities that the reindeers were getting up to?
Well, just eating like Santa or something.
Yes. Or
Like,
no
before-
elves. They were eating elves.
Before they were hung up in the trees.
They can fly. They're in the trees because they can fly.
They were hanging by their feet.
See,
Wait, they were hanging upside down?
Yeah, they were hanging yes,
So like
sideways. And
That's
down.
so slide.
It's Kentucky.
it's dark.
It is dark.
So you were bleeding the deer. It was
I'm not making
like
this
the
up.
meat fabrication where you need to get the blood out before you're doing the fabrication.
so essentially.
You started that story without stating that they were lights.
They're
And so
lights.
I'm thinking that there's just this magical tree that just consumes deer. And like you just walked by and it was just dead deer hanging all over the place. And you're like,
so-
this is Kentucky.
No, so in Minnesota,
People
we've
in
got
Kentucky
peanuts.
are-
And we've got the kite-eating tree, which is like this. Oh, is it this fanciful childhood thing of this tree eats kites and that's cute. And in Kentucky, this tree eats deer.
Yes.
Well, I mean, something needs to complete. The population is out of control. We need to control
It
somehow.
is, but if there's a tree that eats deer, it's not going to stop at deer.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you don't walk close.
No, if you put a deer stand in this tree, you are not
No.
getting out of that stand.
Kyle,
No, it will
we've
leave
already
you.
brought up that apparently you're okay with beef and chicken, but if there's nothing left to eat, if all the deer are out, you're going to go and eat
all the
Michael.
deer are out? No, I'll go for fowl.
Wait,
No, when there's nothing else around, that tree is going to start grabbing other things.
Oh, yeah, Michael will probably be first.
No, I'm just gonna eat.
The tree's grabbing Michael.
If that tree was right there, then before us, God is my witness, Michael will be taken first.
I'm pretty sure at this point I have to eat Kyle before day's end, or I'm doomed.
Talking about the
You
tree.
gotta- you gotta
you've
kill
got
me quick.
time. You've got
I'm
time.
gonna let the tree do it.
No, he's wrong.
No,
You
Kyle.
you're wrong. If he doesn't kill me immediately, then it's over.
There are plenty of cows, Kyle.
Wait, I love how every time we start talking about you tweeting each other, it gets escalated. Every time.
I keep saying cows still exist. Eat cows. They're delicious. Probably more delicious than Michael.
But it's not even the point anymore.
I don't have much experience.
One, Michael is in the party. Two,
The party.
Michael.
Is this a D&D campaign?
Yes.
In the campaign.
Is this why you killed me?
Michael's speed is very low.
What about his
Therefore,
dexterity?
Is very low. Therefore,
Yeah. So the dodge roll that Michael's going to throw is
not very good.
not going to be good. Yeah.
I've been a GM once. I know what he throws.
Yeah. You're
20s.
Oh.
And I eat sandwiches and piss you off.
Okay, I don't even remember what the original question was.
It was
We
why.
all
going
switched
in-
seats.
It was
That
why.
No, that was the
What's
switching seats
why?
one.
No, the question is, could we switch seats?
Yeah.
And the answer is, we're gonna eat Michael.
Well, if we did, they would make the switching literally. Actually, in reality, if I had to switch seats on stuff, I probably would put invert us a little
No,
bit.
we would go clockwise because then you'd still be in front of the board.
No,
But the question was counterclockwise, and that's
No.
just right out.
I would want if I had to move things because me and Kyle are louder in terms of volume, and then the edge, and that would be easier to have in the middle, the quieter in the middle.
Again, that's clockwise.
Yeah.
That's moving Kyle to my seat.
Yeah, but if no matter which direction we picked, it would fix it if he was eaten.
It's true. He's got a point.
No, but you'd still need two people in the middle, and if he just if he was eaten, I'd still be the furthest away, and it would be you two in the middle, the loud people, and the one person who is arguably quiet would be the furthest away from
But
the
we have
soundboard.
more space. We can just space
Yeah.
things out more.
You know, the biggest issue with eating me, y'all, is they're going to have a ton of leftovers and no room in the fridge. So,
Oh no, we don't need to.
So we
We're
salt you.
gluttons.
We
No.
salt. We salt
Yeah.
you.
And this
Okay.
time of year, all you need to do is just put it outside.
I'm imagining like a like we're out on sea, but like kind of like the raft. The game, the
Yeah.
raft, where like you just end up finding enough materials and plastic bottles and stuff to make a salt drying bin. And we just kind of like roll you in it like a sushi roll.
I'd
But,
be
like,
concerned
salt
that you've thought about this at length.
He's got it
I,
ready
just
in his
thought,
trunk.
I thought it right out.
Yeah.
It's in his trunk. He's got.
Yeah,
the
you
ready
start
in-
out, you just remove the limbs, and then you cauterize it, keep the rest, the torso alive, so that it keeps a lot longer.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely Mad Max technology.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't die for a long while before you finish with your limbs.
That's fair.
He picked up softener salt.
I feel like I saw that.
You
in the
picked
video
up
game once.
softener salt.
It's cheaper in bulk.
Well, I
It's
actually
also
got some-
tastes terrible.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's Michael.
Well, I actually
okay.
got some sushi salts for Christmas, so I can.
Well, yeah, but if you try to get enough for a person, I think that would be a little
A
bit.
lot of salt for one.
I like
person.
how half this podcast has been cannibalism.
Yeah, well, you guys.
half.
Okay,
No, the other half has been drugs. So it's
Drugs and cannibalism. That's the name of this podcast.
Drugs
and yet,
Drugs and
no, we
cannibalism.
haven't brought up bath salts yet. That is
okay. Yeah, we're moving on to the next question.
Okay.
So,
The next question.
so the next question, and this one I'm going to add a little context to afterwards. And so Jurassic. So the last question was from Flutterkind. This question is Jurassic asks, why does Kyle want to destroy Christmas? And this is in reference to Satisfactory, which we've been playing on stream here and there. And it has been that Kyle has been wanting
it
to.
takes so much power.
It's inefficient.
You can craft some stuff in
Wow.
Christmas, and it's causing. And we separated the power for Christmas. But why do you want to destroy Christmas, Kyle?
I would prefer to destroy Christmas because the joy and laughter that is required required by and
The
also generated from quickness. Exactly. The noise drives me and my old man ways just to that point where I need to.
It could be his shoes are 1/4 too tight. It could be that his head was screwed on, not quite right.
If
but
only
I
his
think the
heart
most
was-
likely reason of all is because his heart is 3/4 too small.
Well, I think my main problem is that if I'm going to be the Grinch, I'm never going to be good enough as Jim Carrey. So
if you had a-
He's got a furry butt.
Your question was about eating Santa.
Jim Carrey has
well,
a
I
furry
mean,
butt
eating
for some
Santa
reason.
in effigy, but
But
yes,
if his heart was any bigger, his liver would have to be smaller.
that would be rough.
That would be rough.
No, it's
I would
the
die.
kidneys that have to move because of the.
No, the liver helps.
The liver. It's
The
got
liver helps, but it's the kidneys that move because of the heart.
no, not the heart. It's because of the liquor.
Yes.
He needs space for the liver. it's real estate.
Okay.
Liver real estate. Real estate's expensive right now.
Yeah, especially
true,
within
yes.
a torso.
Oh, yes.
What's the rent in the average torso right
Yes,
now?
my liver mortgage.
At least 35 grand.
All right. So the next question I have here is actually going towards Michael. Actually, it's towards us
boy.
about Michael.
Oh, no.
So Blurtabla asks, if Michael was your dog, would you let him stay in the house or in a kennel?
Oh, no, outside.
No, so neither.
Like, I'm
No,
not gonna,
well,
a
a kennel's outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So you're saying outside.
Yeah, my grandparents had a dog named Zeke, and they had a kennel outside, which was basically just here's 12-foot fence in a small area, and here's a doghouse.
But today's like -8 Fahrenheit.
See,
I would die.
my parents were even. My parents. My first dog when I was growing up was named Roger, and he lived in a doghouse that was packed with. He literally had a house built out of the remnants of our actual house.
Was there
And-
insulation?
It was actual insulation. So
Okay.
he had a real house to go into. It had a whole flap and everything. And he would go in there and it was perfectly fine temperatures throughout the entire
No
entirety of the
AC,
year.
I'd imagine, but
No AC, but he was an outdoor dog. That is, I would build you a reasonable house, Michael.
Now
I mean, I would definitely chew on the furniture if you let me inside the house.
I would not leave inside the
no,
house. No.
now I'm just
I would
imagining.
destroy your house.
So, if Mike was a dog, what breed? Would he be a terrier? Would he be a lab?
He'd just be Michael. He would
No.
literally just be as he is now on all
What
fours.
is that dog that has the kind of longer snout with the mustache-ish sort of
A
terrier.
face?
Schnauz?
No, it's a larger dog.
a big schnauzer?
Like the water spaniel, like the whatever
I don't know
the
that one is.
the Obamas had,
A mule.
like
Yes,
Portuguese water
like
spaniel,
the 3 foot tall kind of curly hair dog that has a
Irish
longer
Wolfhound?
snout, but it has a longer snout and it kind of has a rectangular snout, but it has almost like a mustache.
I
front
do
on
have
it.
to comment on your pronunciation. Why are you pronouncing snout with an H? Why is it schnaut?
Snout?
Oh,
Why are you
God.
saying
Oh,
schnaut?
Oh, shot. It's a snout.
Snout. It's.
I don't know what
that's
kind
a
of
thing.
dog I'd be, but I definitely would have. So there would be like, I'd be that dog that everybody looks at like, there's something not right about that dog.
I want it to be,
I'd be that dog.
I want it to be any dog. I don't care what it is, but it still just has Michael's head.
Mm.
And he just says bark, bark.
No, that would be put down immediately.
Yeah, probably. But no, you'd probably eat him first.
It would make it wait.
If Michael was a dog, you wouldn't eat him?
No.
Wait, dog Michael has a higher value than just
Yes.
regular Michael?
Oh no!
Well, if you
Like,
eat a dog,
I'm
Michael, it's
more
not
concerned.
cannibalism anymore.
But like,
I feel like he's looking for an excuse to
if a
cannibalize
dog
someone.
Michael existed, that means he has no other option than to love humanity itself.
No,
If there's Michael,
No,
it's free game.
No, he could pull a white fang.
What?
yeah.
A white fang, just turn into a wolf and just start eating people.
Is this
and
like
running
Twilight?
Well,
with the pack.
then that's
That
probably
would
why
make it
it's
easier to
distribution.
eat people if I was a dog.
It would.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't be cannibalism
Well,
anymore.
no, instead of going to jail, you're put down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got to eat people first. I'm only going to live like 12 years anyways.
Oh my god.
No.
We need to ask
Then you get
Jay
hip-
about what's going on.
then
here.
he's got
Two
hip dysplasia.
differences between having a kid and having a dog is one, you can cut their balls off, and two, you decide when they die.
I mean, you're not allowed to cut your kids'
Well,
balls
in-
off? That's upsetting.
What?
No, you are not.
That was
you
extreme.
cannot spay and neuter your kids.
Well, I like
No.
that's a little bit more.
What the fuck?
That's a lot of detail
mess
for.
with Bob Barker in a bizarro universe. Spay to neuter your kids.
No.
Do
But
it.
Chinese Bob Barker.
What?
What?
What does that mean? Bob Barker.
You don't know. You know what I'm saying?
One child policy? No, that's only if they're Uyghurs.
If-
Okay. We need to move on to another question.
That's topical.
Yeah, that's topical. That's getting into genocide. Let's move on.
Let's avoid genocide.
Okay, yeah. So we'll end all the questions on that. So,
Well, we've had so
that
many
was awful.
cartoon Nazis that Kyle wants to eat.
because if you're gonna eat somebody, you might as well make them a bad person.
No.
I'm just gonna
Not Michael.
I'm just gonna
No, if you had a
Frosty the
choice
Snowman.
between Stalin, Pol Pot, and Himmler,
I'm gonna eat Frosty the Snowman. You guys can do your weird crap.
Yellow Frosty.
I would like to say what we drank tonight.
Oh yeah. So
yeah.
that's we are done with all the questions. So that is the one thing to cover. So what John? You can start with you. What did you bring?
I tried to make a B-52 shot, but the type of coffee liqueur wasn't Kahlua because of a shortage in Minnesota, so the order was wrong.
That was this one.
Yeah.
A Nord.
Yeah. B-52 is coffee liqueur, some sort of a cream liquor, and some sort of orange. So coffee, cream, orange.
You had the ingredients, but not specific gravities. Though.
Yeah.
We had it before that started because it would be noisy, but it was actually really good. It was. It's still very
It was
tasty.
really good. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Cream, coffee, and orange. They sit
Yes.
together.
So, if you were to do something different, would you do anything different, or
I'd actually get Kahlua. I'd
Yeah.
Okay.
looking.
Heavier.
this bottle though has
It's very.
It's.
a very
I bought it because of the shape.
It's a nifty bottle. What
It
was
looks
What's
like
the
a
brand?
milk crate.
5 something. 5 farms.
By Farmers.
20 quart. Okay.
It was either going to be that or Bailey's, and that looks.
It
cooler
says
than
from
Bailey's.
Ireland, so
Yeah.
Bailey's is just kind of the go-to.
Yeah.
well, yeah.
It sits on your shelf longer than it should be, and then it starts curling.
So Kyle, what did you bring?
Well, I it was before the
Yeah.
stream, but we had the Hottie Toddies, but with instead of whiskey, it was bourbon.
Hot toddy.
It's Hottie.
It's not hoity-toity. It's
hot-
not hotty naughty. It's
I like
It's-
naughties.
it's a hot toddy.
It is a hottie toddy because it makes it presents a certain like.
You gave me
image in the
boiling
mind.
water in a cup, and you added liquor to it.
If I
And I
can't
had to wait a half hour before I could drink it.
if I cannot be making a drink in a mug and think of a 1950s broad, I don't know what is worth living.
Again, hoity-toity is not something that I necessarily want to put in my mouth.
Oh, okay.
Your mug has ponies on it.
It
So
does.
I think me and Kyle had it, but I had some Indeed beer. It was in a Mexican honey beer. I think there's me and Kyle had one of those.
Yep.
Is good.
And then what did you bring?
I brought a raspberry wine. You'd have to show me the bottle to see who made it.
I don't even know where the bottle.
Just hidden the bottles.
Oh, he's got the bottles.
It's from Winehaven, my actual hometown.
Yes, wine heaven.
So yeah, it's actually they actually got some pretty good stuff. So
Some raspberry wine. I went simple.
And
Nothing special. And Trulies. They
yeah,
don't.
those the
count.
filler.
Those are just filler for when you run out of other things.
yeah, truly, it's a filler.
truly.
Kinda, it's truly tea.
Yeah,
So
it's actually kind of funny. I mean, we talked about this earlier. But with my hometown, that wine specifically comes from my hometown, and it's actually kind of neat because the winery comes from a place that I've known for my entire life, but never really.
You know those people.
I do. I know them personally.
Get a coupon.
And from Winehaven, or it is Winehaven, right?
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah. So they have been in my hometown for forever. So it's kind of crazy that you just literally picked up a bottle from the liquor store and you're like, oh, this is this place.
Well, they have a lot of different things.
Go home,
This
Kyle.
place. Yes,
Go
like,
home.
I know, right?
Get us some alcohol, but go home and then come back.
I looked it up. They don't have any different prices for in-house or
They're
out-house.
the juicy juice of wine.
It
essentially.
really is. Yeah,
They
it
make
is.
interesting wine. Like most wines are just grape wines, but they got raspberry, strawberry, rhubarb, peach wine.
Because they probably just have a base and then they just add the flavor afterwards.
I like the peach wine. Definitely tasted like it was made from peach juice.
Yeah, I don't know if it was.
You
made
add
from
Kool-Aid
peach
to
or-
wine.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that, but it's still good. So, anyways, thanks for hanging out with us. This is going to be this is episode 11. We'll be back next, 2 weeks from now, and for another. So, Michael, we need your final word.
Yeah.
Zabbity zoo, bibbity doop.